Hello everyone, and welcome back to Totally Broken Opinions monthly edition. This month is
This week?
I mean, it's been a couple weeks. We got 3 down. We are recording a week early again because
How months work?
the calendar sucks in terms of this. For we record on the last Sunday of the month, and then it's like, oh yeah, that doesn't help. Next month is good though, because
Yes, it is.
the episode comes out the day after when we record, so we won't miss a week. Yeah, how's life been?
How's life been? That's a good question. It's been a busy fucking month, I'll tell you what. This
Same.
weekend has been the first time I've actually had, time to rest.
Nice.
Fuck me. Yeah, so, this month was, of course, Valentine's Day, my anniversary, my birthday.
Mine was skiing, movies, and just general other day-to-day life stuff.
Yeah. So, have you had a chance to see many movies?
Not really, to be honest. Because I was on holiday for a week, so I went skiing, which was always fun. So I was in Andorra for a
Yes.
week with 5 other friends. Yeah, it was a very nice holiday. So I haven't had a chance to. I finally caught up on Captain America because I was meant to come back and watch it because it came out on Valentine's Day. What a romantic way, like Deadpool.
I was going to say, what a great release date for it to come out.
Yeah, I think that's because they're like, oh yeah, couples will go see it. Like, why would they do that?
Yeah, no, a lot of girls like seeing, Marvel films now over the past recent years. I mean, it's not, what was it, a Valentine's film, but...
Yeah, it's not very romantic, I'll give them that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
actually completely forgot that film came out.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, I just saw a advert from View on my phone saying, come see Captain America, and I was like, oh yeah, that came out. Because I've seen no one talk about anything online about it.
No, it's
Not
been
a single
very-
thing.
yeah.
I've not seen a single video saying, because normally when a Marvel film comes out, I usually see a video saying, here's all the details you missed about the new Marvel film. I've seen nothing. Not a single thing.
It is a very... it's a very generic movie, which is a shame. Because it's not terrible. It's not the worst Marvel movie ever. But it's just like, oh yeah, it exists, which is a shame because it had to live up to so many fucking expectations, which I find is always a downside to a movie. It's like, oh yeah, it has to be the not first, but the representation of a black character in a movie that is taking on a legacy character. Which people were very against immediately, and then it's it went through so many reshoots, and it had a pro-Palestine thing, pro-Palestine, pro-Israeli character in it. So it's oh, we don't want that, but we kind of do, but we don't. So it was so there was a load of reshoots about that. I think the story is just kind of meh. William Hurt died. Who was General Ross, and then this movie is very heavily tied to General Ross, and they got Harrison Ford, who ultimately I think kind of just sleepwalks through it. I don't think he's amazing. I think
isn't he quite fed up of acting at this point?
But the thing is, he seemed very excited about playing this character, at least from the press interviews. Because I think he just hates playing Star Wars. Because he's always just hated Star Wars as a thing. Because he hates just being asked questions about who shot first in Greedo and shit like that, and it's just I think he's just tired of Star Wars nerds, which I don't understand why you'd go from Star Wars nerds to Marvel nerds, but hey, look, it's something new, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very heavy. I don't understand. I know why they did it, but the story around what they tried to do revolves so much on having General Ross be a part of it, but it just doesn't. I don't feel like it connects really that well because it's a completely different person, and you're oh, okay, none of these emotional beats really hit that hard. Harrison Ford is a good actor, I think, but I think he's just it just doesn't feel. And I'm not saying you can't recast, but I just felt like it was just kind of oh yeah, he's just kind of there. It's more Harrison Ford than it is the character, which always is distracting.
Yeah, there's the trouble when you have like a long-term character. It's not like, for example, the recast in Iron Man 2,
Yep.
when they recast Rhodey. Like, that kind of, I think no one batted an eyelid, really.
Well, the thing is, the funny thing about that recasting is he got paid more in the first Iron Man than Robert Downey Jr. did. And it was
Really?
Yeah, because Robert Downey Jr. was considered such a liability at the time because of all the drugs and all of the arrests and everything like that. That Terrence Howard was the pull for that movie.
Right.
And then because of how successful the first Iron Man was, the negotiations apparently fell out between Terrence Howard and Marvel because Robert Downey Jr. took more money for the second one than Terrence Howard would have earned for the second one. So
Right.
it was like,
I
oh,
don't know that.
yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, but the point I was trying to make was just a recast. I think is a lot easier when there's not a whole built
Well,
up.
the thing is,
multiple
General Ross
episodes.
isn't really that major. Like, he's a major character, but it's also kind of like
He's been in a lot of films.
yeah, he's in a lot. He's in
a lot.
he's in the Incredible Hulk. He's in Captain America 3.
Civil War.
Yeah. He's in Endgame. Endgame. He's in Black Widow. I think that's the last Marvel thing he's in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's because it tries so hard to tie it all into like the leader from Incredible Hulk, and it just kind of falls flat because you're like, oh, that's not the character that actually did any of that. But I don't know, it's not terrible. Like I think we'll do spoilers next month because you'll probably have seen it if you go and see it. I don't know. If not,
I don't know. At this point, I might just wait until Disney Plus. It'll be like 6 weeks anyway. So it's
fair. The only other thing, because okay, so I went and watched it yesterday, but I watched 2 movies yesterday because I was getting my car serviced and I had to wait a bunch. So I was like, it was like between 8 and 1 p.m. that my car could have come out of service. So I was like, what do I do for that amount of time where I live? Because, or like in a nearby town where I live, because it's like, oh yeah, I could go home, but then by the time they do it, they might, because there's no time frame, so they just go, oh yeah, we'll just ring you. And if I went home, it's like a 10-minute train or whatever back. But then it's like, I get home, and then immediately get a phone call and have to go back. So it's like, I might as well spend time in the place where I am. And then it was like, oh yeah, how long do I have? Okay, about 5 hours, like wiggle room. So I went and did some shopping, bought some stuff. And then it was like, oh yeah, how long do I have? Okay, there's a movie at 10:10 or whatever it is, and that's when the cinema like had movies showing. And it was a choice between Lion King Mufasa or Mufasa the Lion King, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Paddington Bear. So which one do you think I went and saw?
Sonic 3?
No, I went and saw Mufasa the Lion King.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I could not remember a single thing about what happened in Sonic 2. Because
It is crazy how that is a massive franchise now.
Yeah, considering the...
And they've got a 4th film coming out as well.
Yeah, and they've got a TV show as well, the spin-off of that.
And I actually firmly believe it would never have this much hype if they didn't have that terrible Sonic in the first place.
No. I'm very clever marketing. I don't think it was intentional, but like very well done in terms of like a turnaround. But that's what like I liked the first one, to be honest. I did actually enjoy it. I think it had a good song selection. I think it was very simple for what it was, but it was like, oh yeah, it's good for a kid. I imagine this is really good. I put the second one on in the background and I did not watch it. Like, I think I occasionally, like, glanced maybe a couple times. But I feel like I should give it a chance, because I was just doing other stuff. I was just like, I just had it on in the background. I was like, oh yeah, okay. And I completely forgot about it. And then I was like, oh yeah, I should watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3, because apparently it's really good. And then it was just like, nah, I'll watch Mufasa.
Is it actually that good, Sonic 3?
Apparently, like, I think it's really highly regarded. Like, I think people are saying it's like one of the best because it's got like Keanu Reeves in it as like Shadow and all of that. And it's like Jim.
There's probably just a lot of people simping over Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, it's like 5 out of 5 on Amazon, 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7 out of 10 on IMDb. So it's
That's significantly better than Captain America.
yeah, for like a movie that I think no one expected any of the sequels to be good. I think it's like people were enjoying it, which I mean, hey, look, good for them. I mean, Sonic fans are good.
Yeah, I mean,
I worry for every child who discovers what the internet actually thinks of Sonic when they grow up. Yeah. So I could have watched that, but I was like, I don't remember anything that happened in the second one. I know you probably don't need to know anything that happened in the second one or the TV show, but I was like, I can't be asked. I feel like it's weirder to go watch that than it is to go watch The Lion King
yeah, probably.
on my own at 10 a.m. The thing is, when I went and watched Mufasa, there was no one in the fucking cinema, so it was just me. So I haven't had that since Avengers: Age of Ultron, where I went on the day of release at like midday because I was off school, and it was like no one in the cinema. And I think they immediately started playing the movie without ads. So it was like I went to the toilet and the first minute or so I missed because I went to the toilet and I was expecting ads, and then they just started the movie because I was the only person in the cinema, but I hadn't gone into the room yet. So I was like, oh fuck.
Do you think if they have no one coming to see it, they don't show it, or do you think they just show it to an empty screen?
I don't know. I was thinking about that. I feel like they have to. I feel like they're just obligated. I feel like they have to do the showing because otherwise it fucks up. Like if someone does turn up, like you can't just suddenly start it and skip to because I imagine it's still on. Some places are still on film. So if they don't do it, like, but yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting. If anyone does work in a cinema and knows what happens if no one turns up for a screening, let us know in the comments because I'd be fascinated to find out what actually happens when a screening doesn't have anyone in attendance.
I just think it's so funny if they just don't show it to anyone. It's just all the bugs in this, like living in the seats. Just start looking at watching the film.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's the person who plays the film, like pushes the button to make it start. I'm sure they get to
It's just like watching it, like.
Yeah. I know that in some cinemas, if there's no one in attendance, they use the screens as like consoles. Like they plug in a console and just use it as a big screen for that. Like in some places. Yeah. Anyway, how was your Valentine's Day day?
Oh wow. So my Valentine's got cancelled.
Oh, were you that racist, Dan?
Yeah. No. We originally were gonna just like have a kind of a chill night in. Like I cook some steaks and then like watch a film, like that kind of things. But my girlfriend's baking business, she had a huge number of orders for Valentine's Day and the day after Valentine's Day, so she was just there baking all day. So I still made food, still made a nice steak, but yeah. Other than that, didn't do much for Valentine's, so we decided to postpone it, and we're gonna do like another date at some point in the year.
I mean, Valentine's Day is just an arbitrary day that you have to oblige by, because otherwise you don't
Yeah.
get romantic. And it's like, okay, if you actually have a relationship that's stable, I imagine you can skip it.
Yeah, that was it.
As long as you go, oh yeah, we acknowledge that we're both busy on this day, and we probably should just do it another day. Like, we don't stop loving each other or liking each other because...
Yeah, and that's what we did, basically.
Mine was spent with all 3 other guys.
That's not too bad,
Because
we have Valentine's.
Yeah, because I was on holiday, so it was just like, oh yeah, the couple in the group went off, and the other guys just we went to a burger place, played some games, and that's about it.
That's quite fun. I think I might be going skiing next year.
Nice.
But I'll be going to Finland to ski. Which is, I've heard it's not as high, because they have so much snow in Finland. You can go to like a couple 100-meter mountains or like hills, and then you can ski down those instead of going up to like 2,000 feet.
Nice.
Or whatever it is. So I don't know, that'd be interesting. But I've got to learn, so I might go to like Mountain Keynes at some point this year, and don't know, have like one of those ski day lessons or whatever.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Spinning on a chair. But
Yeah,
I'm
for context,
standing
that
up.
is just.
No,
It
people
just
can
looks
see.
insane. Like, if you want to know what he's doing, check out the YouTube feed.
Yeah, I'm just spinning. I'm having a fun time. Because I'm just basically knees on one of those swivel stools. Because my chair is over here, and I'm standing up, but then I'm knees on this.
That's so stupid.
Well, if I sit down, you can't see me.
Well, yeah.
So it's
Are you
like
enjoying your
it keeps
lapel
me in the
mic?
same
Yeah,
position.
yeah.
Huh? Well, hopefully it's
You're enjoying your
picking up.
lapel mic so you can move.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping it's picking up, but yeah, because otherwise I'd have this, which is very sensitive and needs to be right up close to it. Anyone who can't see that, was my microphone, my Rode mic or whatever it is.
The more expensive one.
Yes, the more expensive one that I still haven't figured out the settings of to make it work properly. So I'm not an audio engineer. I if any like oh my god, I feel like I've got the wrong things with it, so it just doesn't have enough power or something to pick up the audio quickly or like highly, or I just don't know settings. So
It's probably that.
It's probably that. I just need to spend like a day, because we spent like 30 minutes before this trying to get the recording set up, but it was like ugh.
Other than that, this month, I've not actually seen any films. I watched Legally Blonde for the first time because my girlfriend made me watch it, and it was
I
fine.
have not watched that.
It's fine. I mean, you can definitely tell it's from the noughties because there's a lot of phrases that you may not say nowadays.
Name some now. Tell us.
I am not saying anything.
You already had
Talking about
Valentine's Day cancelled. Why not get yourself cancelled?
Talk about getting cancelled. I watched Jimmy Carr as well live this month.
Oh, nice. I haven't
And
got
that
any
was-
comedy yet this year. I haven't planned any. I booked another music thing.
In fact, it was hilarious watching Jimmy Carr, and I can't repeat a single one of those jokes. Not a single one I can say on this podcast.
Yeah, you can.
But
It's a good
it
joke.
was funny. The heckles were funny as well.
He does have a good track record of heckling. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because like even like during the show, he would like stop the show, and I just say like, come on, someone heckle me. I just like.
did you
And
heckle
then,
him?
no, I didn't have enough confidence. I needed a few more pints in me before I could do that. I was tempted. I had one in my mind, but
I've heckled someone. Not a heckle, but I did get a response. Because it was,
oh yeah,
it was Russell Howard, and it was basically he was doing a bit about poets, or like a poet, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, what's a joke about that?" And I was like, "She didn't know it," and then
yeah.
I got called out to like repeat it, and I was like, "Fuck," because he didn't hear it the first time, and I was like, "Fuck," so I had to shout it, and then everyone turned, and I was like, "Fuck." It was like a massive theater as well. I was like, "Fuck."
Doing your own stand up.
Yeah. So,
Did you get a laugh?
I got yeah, that's a good joke from the guy. So I was like, fuck me, I'm proud of that. But like, oh my god, social anxiety through the roof.
At that moment, you wanted to crawl up and die and just.
Pretty much. It
Sink
also
into the
didn't help that the person who I'm not friends with, and one of our friends absolutely hates, but everyone else likes, was there as my
You know who
guest
you're
at the
talking
time. Yeah, but the audience doesn't. But if they're listening, hey, how you doing? What's up? Nice to meet you. They're never gonna listen to this.
No chance.
It's 20 minutes so far of me talking. Like, why would they ever want to do that? They don't like me.
I also went to see Only Fools and Horses, the musical, with my dad for his birthday because he really enjoyed Only Fools and Horses, the TV show.
A lot of horses.
No, you know what Only Fools and Horses is, don't you?
Yeah, I know what it is, but I've never watched it.
Well, anyone across the pond, it's a sitcom that kind of came out in the 1980s, I think.
There's
Or
a
the 90s?
room
It's the
at
90s,
my
I'm
work
sure.
that has a quote on it about something about don't do right by your broom and your broom will do right by you. Apparently that's
Yeah.
a quote from Only Fools and Horses, and I was like, okay, cool. But the
They
person,
repeated
the person who told me that was like expecting me to like go, yes, that's the greatest thing imaginable, because I think they wrote it on the broom, and I was like, okay. I'm 26. I don't think I've ever watched the show. I think I've maybe watched like, a bit.
There was a few funny jokes in it.
I'm sure it's one of
yeah,
those things where, like, for British comedy, like for British things, or like for Across the Pond, it's one of those things where they've put references into other shows, and you probably know the reference from the other shows more than you know the reference from the actual original thing.
I don't know if it's that reference, to be fair, but it is very much British comedy. Like, it's very much British.
Is it one of those ones where it's like 2 seasons and then it's done, and they're like 4?
No, I think I had 5 seasons, I think.
Oh, okay.
They actually went on for a while. They actually filmed a few around Bristol where I live, a few scenes actually. But yeah, it was just really, really fun to watch. But yeah, it was like full of like middle-aged men, and of course the football was on during the same time. And then like during like intermission, because musicals always have players have intermissions. Like the second the intermission hit, everyone was like, "What's the score? What's the score?" And because I knew it was all middle-aged men, I was like, "I need to piss. I'm gonna jump." I jumped over all the other chairs in the banister behind me, because I was like, I am not waiting in the queue. And I came out of the queue, I don't know where the light. Every man in the theatre was standing up for the fucking toilet, going for a piss. So I was like, thank fuck I didn't do that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad I have a good bladder, so I don't need to piss very frequently.
Well, I had about 3 pints before I sat down. And I had a piss at that point, so that's when I broke the seal, basically. But yeah, it was good fun. When my dad had and he enjoyed it, and that was the main thing.
That's the main thing, isn't it? It's just like having a good time.
Yeah. I started watching Invincible.
I haven't started. I haven't watched it. I've been meaning to, but I just haven't gotten around to it because I forgot it came out.
Yeah, me too. I only noticed it when I went on Prime the other day. I was like, oh shit.
I only realized it because when I went on holiday, my mate was like, oh yeah, the first 3 episodes, I watched them. Have you watched them? I was like, no. Oh shit, it's out. And then I've just not had a chance to sit down and watch it yet. So
that's it. A lot of things I feel like are not advertised. I'm just not advertising as much.
I think I'm just getting off of like the internet more.
Yeah, living life.
Which I find very interesting because I'm like, normally I'm like very up to date with everything, and then recently because I've just like I deleted I've deleted I think all of the Twitter accounts that we have. So.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just like, after that salute, I'm not really comfortable doing this.
No.
And also all the other stuff that he's doing at the moment. So I was like, nah, fuck it. This is the time. Just deactivate, get rid of them. I think I have one personal account still there just because I don't use it, but I think it's tied to stuff, so I don't want to get rid of that. But yeah, we don't have a Twitter account anymore, so please don't use that.
Like I said, Blue Sky.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't really care that much.
No, the Blue Sky is growing, isn't it? It's like
I've got a Blue Sky account. I'm just like the only problem I have is because until people start moving over, it's like kind of empty on my side of what I want to be looking at. But it's just Twitter before the Nazis and everything came into it.
Yeah,
which is always a good thing.
Fuck, come on, Musky boy. Have you been following all the fucking shit he's been doing?
Yeah. Oh my god, that was. Yep. Shall we get into it? Do we want to discuss it?
Let's get started.
Okay. So.
We've got to talk about it.
Where to begin? Well, he's dismantled more and more government agencies.
Yeah, he did that. Honestly, there's been so many things he's done this month. Like,
he's got his little gremlin boys. He had another kid apparently. With another woman. Apparently a lot of his kids are artificially inseminated though, apparently. So,
right. Interesting.
He's got 13 kids now, I think. Also,
Musk?
Yeah.
I saw the other day he said to everyone that in his companies they have to list their accomplishments always, and if it doesn't meet criteria, they get sacked.
Yep.
That's fucked.
He also fired a bunch of people from the national parks and things like that, which means that they're just gonna struggle to be able to keep any of that. Which I imagine is just so that they can deregulate it, so that they can start mining for oil in those areas, rather than having national parks protected by the government, so that you can't just absolutely destroy your natural beauty of your country. He's pissing off everyone in the European Union.
Yeah.
Him and Trump.
Trump or Musk?
Yeah, Trump's both. I mean, Elon because he's partying with Nazis and all that shit, but Trump because he's just being an absolute cunt to us because of Ukraine.
Well, he hates it.
Well,
he hates you.
Where he's like, oh
Like,
yeah,
they had the whole was it the peace negotiations between them and Russia, and then didn't invite Ukraine. And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
well that's because
it's
he's
not going
friends
to
with
do
Vladimir
anything.
Putin. Same with fucking Musk. It's like, what are you like?
But what's it going to do for Ukraine? Is not going to stop.
It's
the
also like
fucking-
trying to paint Russia as the ones who were the victim. It's like, no, Russia invaded Ukraine, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't do anything. They're just trying to defend the land that they had.
And he basically called Zelensky a dictator, which is very rich coming from Trump.
Yeah. Also, Trump basically tweeted out, or Truth Social, or whatever his fucking social media platform is, that he's basically the king is here, which, like, very unsubtle way of basically going, he's going to become a king in America and have no, like, succession, basically. Oh, it's so there's too much stuff. That's the fucking problem about it. It's just, how long...
It's like every day they do something else. I'm so glad we don't live in America. So glad.
Yeah, but it still fucking affects us, because if he fucking hates us, he's just gonna put tariffs and make everything more expensive. I think every country just needs to fucking cut off the USA and just work together. Like, just...
Yeah.
I'm sorry to every US citizen who didn't want Trump or Elon to have any control of your government, but, like, we're gonna have to cut you off, I think you've got naughty boys, and we need to kick them and stop them and teach them a lesson. And then we'll just get nuked. Like, I feel like we're just gonna get nuked. I feel like Trump is the type of person who, if he doesn't like something, will just go, England, nuke.
Trump doesn't hate us.
He'll get there. If we keep
No, I don't think he
fucking-
hates us. 'Cause him and Musk are basically saying, oh yeah, like, they hate our government. They don't hate us.
Well, yeah, because he tried to get friendly with Nigel Farage, or Elon did, or whatever. And then Elon was... Nigel
yeah.
Farage was like, no, that's too far for me.
Yeah, he was like, no, I don't want to associate with you.
How did he step down from Reform, or whatever it is?
I was questioning this. He has, but he hasn't.
Because I saw something about it. I was like, oh my god.
It's
okay.
because Reform UK
Has gone
isn't
too...
technically a party. It's a company.
Yeah.
So he stepped down from head of the company, but he's still
Ah,
leader of the party.
Right. Okay.
But what it means is, when he became leader, he effectively took control because he owns it.
Right.
Whereas now he's still in control, but he doesn't own it. But then if someone else, I think now that there's no one, I think no one owns it, and they now can have votes on who the leaders are.
It's like the scapegoat of that woman who runs X or Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, she technically runs it, but Elon Musk owns it, and so he basically has all the power.
Yeah, basically a similar thing.
So no matter what, she's just the scapegoat to be the CEO, so that they can basically go, oh yeah, there's changes. But yeah, all of the I find it so fucking fascinating, the Elon Musk stuff, because every single department that he's gutting is basically because he has a personal grudge against them, and they're going, oh yeah, there's not like, there's no conflict of interest there. Like, he's gonna start dismantling NASA.
And that's fucked because NASA's actually so important.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
in terms
also
of
like,
all government agencies, NASA's like actually one of the most important ones
yeah.
for like just future.
Well, did you see the fucking asteroid that's like a potential fucking wipeout?
I mean,
it got downgraded to like 1% or whatever.
yeah, it's not. It's
But
fine. People
it's-
just be panicking for no reason.
Yeah, but it's that thing of like, oh yeah, well, if we don't actually track it and monitor it and it gets worse, then we might actually have to do
Yo,
something.
yeah.
It's like,
Because we actually have got anti-asteroid defenses now. Like we've actually worked on things
yeah,
that we think can
Blow
actually
up an
move it
asteroid.
away.
yeah, or do something.
Yeah. But also the likelihood of it hitting us is so slim. I mean,
Oh,
I think it had 2%, but that is 2% of. A lot of people don't understand how it's
Percentages
the.
work.
Yeah.
You notice that, because I still struggle with percentages, but you do. I think people forget that a 10% increase is a percentage of the actual chances of it happening. So it's like, if you had 1,000 things and you had a 10% increase, it's like 1%, like one thing added. So it's like nothing.
Yeah. Because also that percentage of us hitting us, it also counts in like the inaccuracies of our measuring techniques.
Yeah.
And as the asteroid gets closer to us, then we can have better understanding. It's because it's so far away at the moment that we have the 2%. It's not actually that it's that likely to hit us. It's we don't know.
Yeah. could be like 100,000 miles away at one point and miss us by that, and then it could be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
misses us by a meter. Who knows?
So it's yeah, it's a stupid thing people get panicking about. Like, there's
Also, it's so far away that
realistically,
how long is it until it hits us if it did hit us?
2035, I think.
Yeah, so
10 years. So you got 10 years away,
Yeah, we've got 10 more years of
and
time.
in that time we'll get a better number percentage anyway. So really, all it means is we need to keep track of it. That's all it means, and there's nothing to worry about.
Yep.
Like, there's no reason to worry.
Until we get an accurate thing where it's like, oh yeah, it's gonna hit us, and then we go, oh yeah, well we've built up a preparation for that.
The way analogies like to work, these kind of things, for us hitting an asteroid, it's like trying to throw a grain of rice at a
Bus.
like a golf ball, when you just chuck them both up in the air randomly, like from 10 meters away. Like, it's so unlikely for it to do it. Like, space is so empty.
Oh yeah. I was trying to think of a question that I would ask people that would be interesting, and I think I've come up with one that is, if you could give people a power, that you could then basically, it would basically give people like just something that you think would change the world. Like, just give every single person one power that would change like how people view or see or do with the world. Because like, you can give everyone firepower, but like, what does that actually do? Because I thought of the answer of like, if you gave everyone the ability to see through other people's like perspective, like that could actually help people. Like something like that, like an actual ability to like see through people's other perspectives. So you could actually, because like I was saying before, I think last month or whatever it was, the thing about comedy where if you don't understand a joke, you feel like isolated about it and all of that, and like the insecurity of like men and everything, all of these things where if you don't feel like you're participating in things, you feel lonely, and loneliness then causes like severe problems and things, or like things. So I was like, well, if you give people because it's like misunderstandings and things like that. If you give people the ability to see through other people's side, you'd get more empathy. And I think empathy is a thing that people are lacking a little bit more.
Yeah, especially in this day and age. I mean, empathy is such an important emotion in humanity, because that is what makes us human, is the empathy. Realistically, I mean, yes, we have all the other emotions, but
well, yeah, because a lion
empathy
doesn't
is
have
like
empathy for a fucking.
No, and it's our emotions that we feel pain and others feel pain. Like that's such a raw emotion. But this is what scares me about people like Trump and Musk, because they are almost trying to remove empathy from people by means of religion, race, whatever.
Fear. It's mostly fear. It's like
fear.
Like,
yeah.
This thing is happening, and they're responsible. Put all the blame on that. It's how the Nazis rose. It's like, yeah. Your instability on your country is based on something that not really actually a thing that's happening, but because it's easy to point to something, you go, yeah, that one. Like,
it's so frustrating to watch.
Well, the thing is, because it's a quick, easy answer, and the world isn't quick and easy. Like, there are so many factors that you could not even fathom, like, that are at play that could cause an event. Like, you think, oh yeah, a kid walks down the street, kicks a rock, that rock then hits a car window, that car window then causes a person to crash into a thing, that then, like, all of these continuous, like, events, and then that somehow causes one guy to go, oh yeah, I'm gonna vote for this, and then that happens. Like, there's so much stuff that could happen in the world, and so many things you don't even think about.
Talk about that, it's like an analogy or historical fact or whatever, I don't know what to call it, but there was the 2 gunshots that changed the course of the world in the 1900s.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about like last year where Trump got shot at twice, and it was like
no. Those 2 gunshots.
Those 2 gunshots going to change the course of history very, very bad.
Because there was the 1 gunshot that started World War One,
and then the one that ended it,
and then the one that ended World War Two.
Yeah.
And those 2 gunshots changed the world massively.
Now we just
like without those 2 moments, without those 2 world wars, we would definitely not be here. Like, the technology, computers wouldn't exist. There would be no need for them.
And we wouldn't have another dictator coming.
Yeah, it's
because they wouldn't have had a
crazy.
playbook to go by.
It's so weird. Like computers, I think the main reason they get more powerful is actually to break encryption.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually the biggest reason. That's why they keep increasing in power.
Well,
Because
that's why they'll never
see
touch the
Microsoft.
military budget.
Yeah,
No matter what they say, they're not doing any of that government efficiency shit to make the government more efficient. They're doing it because they want to be able to make more money. Like nothing that they have like decided to cut has made any sense in terms of efficiency. Like in terms of like, oh yeah, because they're cutting the ISS or whatever, the Internal Security Division or whatever it is. The ones who track like tax, like regulation.
yeah,
Because Biden's administration apparently gave like 60 billion so that they could go after companies who are avoiding taxes, or like individuals who are avoiding taxes. And they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna strip back that and stop them from being able to do that. But that's one of those services that actually gets the government money back because people are avoiding taxes, and it's only going after people who earn more than $400,000. And it's like the percentage of like investigations of people who earn under that is like 0.03 or 0.3% of the actual government's spending, like going after people who are missing like payments who are under 400,000. But then they managed to get back like $16 billion from people, like 1% of the people or something like that, or like 16,000 people who earn over $400,000 a year. They managed to get 16 million back, or 16 billion, something like that. So it's like one of those things where it actually makes a difference, but they're like, nah, cut it, because Elon Musk doesn't want to pay taxes, even though he gets so many government subsidies.
I don't think Elon Musk actually earns that much money.
Well,
I know.
because it's all tied to his stock value. Like it's
because
that's the thing. Well, yeah, because that's the thing I think people misunderstand is like he's the world's richest man in paper, like in theory. If he cashed out all his
in
stocks.
net assets.
Yeah, and if he cashed out all of his stock value, then he would be worth that much. But
he doesn't have that much cash.
No, I imagine he's got a lot of it because he probably is doing illegal stuff.
There's a significant number of people who are richer in cash than him.
Yeah, I'm sure like Jeff Bezos, his wife.
Most people are. Well, it's mostly not even business owners. It's just people who just invest into other companies.
Yeah.
It's like self-investors. People who actually own companies don't tend to actually have that much
It's
cash.
just on an individual personal value based on what you own.
Like, look at what they own. Like most like rich business people don't actually own a lot of things.
No.
It's usually like more like Hollywood actors and things. They own like a lot more. Like, they can do a lot more.
Well, it's that social media influencer bullshit of where you go and flaunt your wealth to make yourself look wealthy, where you're like renting a Lamborghini so it looks like you.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Like or like you go.
Dumb as fuck.
Yeah, but it's that perceived value of like wealth, where the average. Because the other answer to my question of like what would you give people the ability to think, and I was like, understand money, like the percentages and like complex equations, like things like that. Because I think a lot of people don't understand how percentages or like how much money $1 billion is or $1 trillion.
Yeah, I think it.
Like I don't think people can comprehend. I think it was like comprehend like numbers, like comprehend the value of something.
I think to build on that, my big thing I think a lot of people don't understand is actually how taxes work.
Oh yeah.
And how
they
economic
go back
growth
into it. Yeah.
Because economic growth is like a weird thing a lot of people don't understand. They hear it in the news, but you know, do you know what economic growth is?
Roughly. I think my thing was that I know that they're basically treating the government like a business, but the thing that I was always going to say is you don't want the government to be treating like a business, because businesses just hoard money, whereas a government should be giving all of the money that it gets back into itself to then make its population's value right, because it means that people are healthier and more like committed and like actually can go and make better jobs, and your infrastructure is better, and so people come and visit more and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so I'm not going to too much detail. I've
do it.
been
We got time.
watching a lot of videos. So to do with growth and everything, it's all to do with spending, but not necessarily spending. It's spending value of money that is taxable. So that's what the government wants to get the money from. For VAT, for example, you're buying a chocolate bar, go and get a little bit of money for you just spending, and that's what they want. They want people to go out and keep spending their money. Now, the trouble with growth, what happens is people don't have any money, or people do have money, they don't spend it.
Yeah, which is what's happening.
And the biggest form of that at the moment, with people having shit tons of money and not spending it, is houses. Because a lot of people will buy houses for net assets for future, and then they don't sell them.
Yep.
And because they don't sell them, people aren't buying them.
And then they become
means there's just
more
a
valuable.
severe lack of growth.
Yeah.
I just whacked out my earphone cable. Sorry.
Nice. You can't hear.
I've got too animated. So passionate about this.
You want to buy a house?
I was like, I can fucking buy a house. No,
Yeah.
but it's true. It's like it's what's happening, and I think a lot of people don't fully understand like this. They say, "Oh yeah, rich people just get taxed more," but that's not entirely true because it's not like they're not getting taxed, but there's tax loopholes you can get out of. For example, if you're a business, you only get taxed on profitable assets. So all the money you spend, you don't get taxed on.
And that's why there's a load of Hollywood accounting where they go, oh yeah, we didn't actually make a profit on this movie, so we don't actually have to pay any of the...
Yeah.
And that's what, like, because there's, if there's another thing in, like, Hollywood where if you, like, your actors, the gross of the movie or whatever it is, so you would, like, if you're, like, I think there's a thing of Matt Damon, if he signed on to Avatar, would have made, like, 400 million, because he would have gotten a 10% gross of the movie or something like that. Or something stupid. I can't remember what it is. If people can find the thing in the comments, let me know. But there's subsidies and things like that where Hollywood. I think the guy who played Darth Vader, like the physical body of Darth Vader, was screwed over by basically a tax loophole or like a legal loophole where it was like, yeah, the movie never actually made a profit, so we never actually need to give you any payout for like future installments. Like they never actually paid him like a full amount. I can't remember the full story, but yeah.
And of course, I think I don't know. There's so many other ways as well. Money just doesn't get taxed, like money laundering.
Yeah.
Like $1 trillion, I think, gets done each year for money laundering.
Well, Australia
none
has
of
a
that's taxed.
massive problem with it because there's a video on YouTube by I think Boy, where they basically go to like casinos and they just pump in money into a casino. Don't gamble it and then just cash out and then just take it away.
Yeah, because they have a receipt.
And no one fucking comes over, checks, does anything, and like look. And like I think there's guys like whistleblowers and things like that who are basically going, yeah, there's a load of money laundering, and they're like basically being sent to prison because they're like leaking like casinos' private like things to like try and get people to actually take the like money laundering thing seriously. But like
yeah, and cryptocurrency, another one as well.
Yeah, it's just sitting money that doesn't actually do anything. Like you can't spend it because if you spend it, it loses value. Like it's the stupid thing about the pizza or whatever it was. The guy who got given Bitcoin for a pizza or something, and then used Bitcoin to buy a pizza, and if he kept that Bitcoin, it would have been worth billions and millions. Like that's not how money is meant to work. Like
no, and also sitting money, house prices again, because you have to have such a massive deposit now. There's even more money that's not getting spent regularly. Yeah. Which means also more lack of growth, lack of income, and that's the biggest problems for the economy being shit. Is that because no one has any money and everything's really expensive, everyone has to just save and no money gets spent. It means no growth, and it's just like a vicious cycle.
Because there was a thing who's in power at the moment? The
Labour government.
Labour. So they basically decided, oh yeah, we're going to tax 2 house properties and things like, or people who have more than 2 houses. And everyone on the fucking, like, everyone got very upset because like, oh, why are you doing that? It's very, like, don't get me wrong, Labour has done some stupid things, but I thought like, well yeah, that's, because people just sit on houses to either rent them out or basically have them as holiday homes. And it's like, why.
Yeah.
That you're basically stopping some other person from being able to afford a house because so I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's good thing. But everyone was like, no, it's bad, and I'm like, yeah, but what you're seeing now is a load of people selling their houses.
That's what you want. You want people to sell houses.
You want people to sell their houses because they don't want to get taxed on a property that they're not using, or they can't jack up the price for rent because people won't pay it. So they're either going to sell it so that people and then the value of houses will go down. But because people want to keep the value of their houses fucking up, then they don't want that to happen. So it's all those
The house prices are just unrealistically high. Like, there's so many houses in the UK that are just not lived in.
In the south, in the north, yeah.
Yeah, maybe not the north. In the south, like, you know, London areas and everything. There's so many houses that just
Oh yeah,
lived in.
but it's also there's a load of I think there was a bunch of Russians have bought a load of housing in London and stuff like that, and they just then rent them out and like they get the money.
That shouldn't be allowed. You should not be.
Like there's so
you
many
should not be
things.
allowed to buy a house unless you're a British citizen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Like, surely that does not make sense. Unless you live in this country, you shouldn't be able to buy a house in this country.
Or even if you're foreign.
Or maybe just buy one. I can only buy one house, maybe.
Yeah.
As a holiday home.
But yeah, there's so many because unless they change regulation and actually enforce it, there's nothing that we can It's nothing that happens. It's like the only way to make change is to actually change something. But like,
yeah, it's just people need to sell the houses. Like, people like to downsize. You know, like the maybe I don't know. Maybe some older people who own like a 5-bed house, right? They have all this money sitting there, but they don't want to sell it because they, you know, don't want to get taxed or whatever.
You're gonna die.
And then these other families now who've got like so many kids and like, you know, they're all living in a tiny house, but they can't afford the bigger houses because no one's selling them.
Yeah, but it's
and then
the way it should work is as you're like 18 to let's say 25, you should be going either into a rent, like a flat or something.
A small one bed, small property.
Then if you get in a relationship, then you go 2-bed, 3-bed.
2, 3, 4, you know your family size.
And then when you have
when you get older,
actually family or something, then you go slightly bigger if you have a big family. And then like it's people just sitting on it with like 1 or 2 kids going, oh yeah, we'll give the kid this house in 20 years when its value has skyrocketed. Or they'll just sell it and then move into a smaller thing because they don't need a house that big. Because they don't have a family yet. Because they're 20 and they don't need a fucking house that's got 5 bedrooms. It's so stupid.
It is concerning how shit our government's being at the moment. Because I'm not necessarily saying about, you know, they should be doing better as per. It's more about I'm scared of the Reform Party getting in.
Yeah, they got higher than the Tories, which was a fascinating thing. They're seen as more trustworthy than the fucking Tories.
The latest opinion polls actually puts them as ahead of everyone else, and that's terrifying. Terrifying.
It's essentially our Trump. Would be,
I don't think it would be as bad.
No, but it would still be. It's the equivalent. It's like the
policies are
ADF or whatever it is in Germany that's currently polling quite highly, which is basically their Nazi party again.
Yeah. To be fair, none of the reform things is about kind of as bad as, like, you know, banning abortion. Nothing seems like actually.
It's not the extreme for some reason that Trump went.
Yeah, it's the reform policies are more like take us back to the 80s and that kind of shit.
Take us back to the 80s when women and black people couldn't.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't remember when I saw the policies. I don't remember seeing anything racist, anything like that on them. But I could be wrong. I think it's more that the people who are in the party is the concern.
I don't understand. Like, I get you idolize your childhood because things were simpler, but there's nothing stopping it.
What's changed?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was something.
Cash needs to go for a start.
Well, yeah, that was one of the things.
Like, cash is like one of the biggest forms of fucking money laundering.
Yeah, and like yeah, but I think because people were like, the only thing Donald Trump has said that actually makes sense is get rid of the penny in America because it costs like 3.7 cents or whatever it is to make it, and it's like, why are you making it?
That's my point. Just get rid of all cash. Like, you don't need it anymore. Like, everyone has a fucking bank card. Everyone has contactless machines. I don't remember the last time I needed cash. Only people that only accept cash are fucking money launderers in the first place.
Yeah, it is one of those things where, like, what is the point of it now? because everyone does just use digital. Like
It's easier.
yeah. Well,
Like,
I'm slowly convincing my mum to switch to like having the contactless on her phone, so she can just...
yeah, to take a while for my dad as well. Like, it's fine. It's safer than on your card. But it's
Like, my mum's
my
like-
phone.
My mum's like worried because mum's got one of those credit card things where you put it in a wallet and it stops the
Yeah.
NFC. And I was like, Mum, you can just turn it off on your phone, so you can. Just,
Yeah.
If you just remember to turn it off, nothing will happen. But if you turn
But
it
also,
on,
you have to unlock your phone.
yeah, you have to. Yeah,
So that's already safer.
it's yeah. Like I always wondered why credit cards don't have a little switch to just turn that on and off. Like you just.
You can.
Yeah, it wouldn't have a power source,
Physically.
but like yeah.
Yeah, it's quite weird. It's quite interesting actually because I had to learn about how those things work for like my job. But yeah.
What else happened this month?
I don't know. That was a big rant about politics and stuff. I'm so sorry for anyone who doesn't want to listen to any of that stuff.
Nah, this is what the world is. Politics. Everything is political.
I mean, it is. Like, that
We've
is
got
just
a
the world
black
at the moment,
Captain
isn't it?
America. It's the most political bullshit ever.
I know people don't like talk about politics, but I think it's worse if people don't talk about it.
I think it does make
Like-
people ignorant, like to what's
Yeah,
happening in the world. Like I feel like because I know America. I've recently, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently America's history on World War II starts when they joined the war.
That's fucked.
So
I fully believe it as well.
like they apparently don't teach anything before when America joins because it's just when like America joined and it's like, oh, okay, which I get in terms of if you're doing American history, that is when America joins, but America shouldn't just focus on the bit where they were
I was
involved.
gonna say, I remember doing history, and at no point did we only focus on the UK. Maybe Henry VIII and stuff, like some of the kings, but
Oh yeah,
most of it is like
America's
all the
history
world
is so
stuff.
short, so I feel like they just like, yeah, we'll just focus on the bits where we won stuff. Like
Yeah,
they're like also actively apparently trying to get rid of like, oh yeah, the Civil War. We didn't have anything wrong with that, like, or like the bits about like Black history. They don't want to teach that in school. It's like, why? That's the whole point of
It's so
history, so you
dull.
don't fucking forget the past.
It's about learning from your mistakes and making a better future.
Well, yeah, but that's because like you repeat stuff. Like history is always doomed to repeat itself because people
Yeah.
just forget it. It's like why we have like, oh yeah, what, like you can look at all of the fucking circumstances that happened up to this point and go, yeah, there's a parallel between now and World War II when there was a rise of like hatred towards a certain religion and like all the events leading up to it. But people just only focus on the present. Because I think like there's too much mindfulness about the present where people are like, oh yeah, you just need to be in the present. You shouldn't be thinking about anything previous or future. Whereas I'm like, no, you should be kind of doing a mix of everything. You just shouldn't get wrapped up in one too much. Like, you should be focusing on the present when you're in it, but like you should be allowed to like look back and look forward to go, oh yeah, that's what I want to go for. That's what happened in the past, so I'll learn from that. And then in the present, I will do my best to achieve what I want and what I can avoid doing before. Oh, but what do I know? I'm 26.
I'm 25 now. Fuck.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
getting there. We're getting old now, but no, yeah. Like I said, I think people should talk about things. I think being ignorant and just saying the world's shit, I don't want to talk about it, is not the right way to go because it's not going to get better.
No.
And the only way for it to get better is
But
for
I also-
people to
Like, people do talk about it, but they talk about it in such a horrendously defensive way.
I'm biased as well.
Oh yeah, there's like no, like, any sort of like correction. Like I think Elon Musk is a good example of like he'll just believe anything that's presented in front of him.
Maybe I'll just present him that he's a piece of shit. See what happens.
No, because because I've been watching a bunch of like the insecurities of people things, like where you just kind of go, oh yeah, this is why people act like this, because the male sort of mindset is you've got to be manly, and so you have to do activities that are manly, and if you fail at doing those activities of manliness, you then get mocked, and then that then makes you go, oh yeah, fuck, I need to do more manly things. So then you double down, and you just keep repeating this cycle, and people don't give a shit. Like, people will make fun of you regardless of whether or not you're good or bad.
Yeah, because it's just the bloke thing to do.
But
just to make fun of it,
it's
just
the
like, take the piss.
it's the insecurity level of people.
No, I get that though. It's true.
No, like,
I mean,
don't get me wrong.
we're all the same,
I feel like men's, like, the male friendship is a very weird thing. Because
I feel like I have to talk about the Jimmy Carr thing now, because he spoke about this in Jimmy Carr.
Go for it, treat us.
All right, please don't cancel me. All right, I'm gonna repeat one of the things.
If he can get away
I just
with
don't want to be cancelled. I'm repeating this.
You're not
right.
gonna get cancelled.
So he was actually talking about this and saying about how women. Oh, he started off by saying how men need therapy. Men should go to therapy at least once a week because they got no one to really talk to. Because women have their other friends. They can go, oh, I feel a bit fat today, and the other girls go, no, it's okay. You know, you're great. You're amazing. The bloke goes, I feel a bit fat today. His friends will go, yeah, you are, you fat bastard. Eat a salad. Right? It's very true. And then he's also saying about, yeah, you know, women can say, you know, they love each other all the time. But if a guy does it, you get taken the piss out of. So I want two people here, like, who's here with their friends tonight? And then two blokes went, yeah. And you're like, all right, on a count of three, right? We'll both want to say you love each other. And 3, 2, 1, they did it. And then everyone gave a round of applause. Round of applause for the quiz. And just, yeah. I didn't repeat that very well, but it was funny at the time.
We'll insert the clip now. No, we didn't.
No, we won't.
We're not.
It's not on there, but it was funny. But it's true though. It's very true. Like, men would just
But yeah, it is a very interesting thing about, like, and also then you have the digital age where people aren't actually interacting physically anymore, and humans need like a physical presence. Which I get the idea of, like, because I think Trump's trying to get everyone back into the office and like things like that. But there's also the, like, who gives a shit? Like, I don't need to make friends with people at work. Like, I have friends outside. Like, it's you gotta be nice and sociable. But if you're not,
I think there's a balance. Hybrid working is by far the best solution.
yeah. But also, like I find that
makes sense.
Yeah. But there's also because there's the argument that like, you're limiting your pool of potential people, so you're not actually hiring the best. You're just basically because, like. But then there's the argument that you're basically ending up going to hire someone from a foreign country who's pretending to be a UK citizen.
Yeah.
Like, there's that risk. But, like, also, there's cases of people basically applying for, like, 50 jobs, getting the jobs, and then just hiring it out to lower class, like, foreign country people anyway. So it's like, and then paying them, like, half, like maybe 1/3 of their salary. To, like, multiple people, but then they're taking, like, all the 2/3 of, like, the 15 other jobs that they've got. So it's like, what do you want? Like, there's that. Like, I can understand that argument of it, like, to avoid. But also, it's like, if someone's doing their job, just fucking shut up. Like, at work at the moment, we're very restricted at the moment, and it's causing a massive problem. Because they want a certain amount of machines built. But they've increased the number to more than what we can actually achieve in the time frame of how many people are there. And the easiest way to do that is overtime or hire new people. But overtime is easier because you've got people there already who want to do overtime. If you didn't have people there who don't want to do overtime, then that's fine. But because of the way that they've structured the company in the time between now and last year, where they produced, so they had to drop below production value, and then they've gone back up and they've gone, oh yeah, now we need to sell more stuff again, because it just seems like a very mismanaged sales department. Don't fire me if you're listening. But they essentially, they want more, but they've in that time they've changed how the, like, paperwork and everything is released. So you can't now just make continuous sections of the machine. You have to now have everything tied together. So if one person is slower or has a problem, you're then stuck waiting until that is solved to then build the rest of it together and build the next part. So it then causes, if only 2 people come in for overtime, it fucks the balance up because you're now ahead in certain areas, but you can't start the next one until the other thing's finished, but you can't do anything, so it just fucks everything. Whereas they need to just change how it's structured to allow you to just produce as much shit, because they're like, oh yeah, this is so that we can keep track of all this, like how many things we're doing, but it doesn't work in the actual environment practically as a reasonable way of doing it, because it just fucks how you can actually make machines.
Yeah.
So it's like paperwork is dumb in terms of like
It's the bureaucracy, and we're gonna have problems as well because of the fucking tariffs and Trump set in. So we are now gonna have to, for our products, because we do send some to America. You have to prove that a certain percentage of it was made in the US.
Great.
Which is fucking stupid. So fucking stupid.
Just
because if every country enforced the same law, it means no country would send anything to any other country. It's a fucking stupid thing.
Well, yeah. It's that's the thing about it's like, oh yeah, he was a businessman. His company's went bankrupt like 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's not a good businessman. Neither is Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a terrible businessman. He just happened to like get lucky with a lot of the stuff that he went for.
I would say, I mean, this might be wrong here, but my just instinct right now is that governments should be run like charitable companies.
What, like OpenAI?
Not like actual
That
charities.
isn't
But
probably charitable anymore.
Like actual charities. But the idea is run like a company with empathy and actually care about
Well, yeah,
people.
a government should not be run like a business. A business is a terrible business model for a government because it's for
But the economy should be.
The economy should be, but like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't work with a business mindset, because for at least
That's what I mean by like, yeah.
because I think,
Because
like I said, a government should basically be using all of its taxpayer money to then pump back into the country. Like it should
which
be.
it does do. It does do that.
It does, but it allocates it in a very weird and shallow way of doing it, especially in America. Like, the American military budget is so much higher than every other budget.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not a country at war anymore, right? You don't need... You can...
Wow.
Like, they don't need that much money. Where's all that money going in terms of, like, is it actually being used, or is it just to make stuff for the sake of making it because you have money to spend? Like,
A lot of actual inventions come from military.
yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with that, but like a lot of current stuff is also now just not made through military. Like,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I do find value in the military, but I don't think their military needs to be that funded when every other service is underfunded.
I think a lot of it's just fear.
Yeah, it's the fear of foreign. That's how they justify having that budget. Is because, oh yeah, all those foreigners are gonna come and get you. We need a high military defense. But like, no, they're not. Like, that's a stupid way to look at the country, like the world in general, because then it just makes everyone your enemy. And what do you achieve?
Realistically, Russia's the only threat.
Like,
Maybe China, but China's more economic.
China's not. Yeah, China's just economic threat. It's not like a
But China doesn't actually have any. Like, the only war they care about is Taiwan. That's the only one. They don't give a shit about like actually land in the US. They just want more money.
Yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, they'll become #1 in the economic. Like, who cares? It's our fault.
I think that's what it is. US is terrified of China overtaking them.
Yeah, but it's your own fucking fault because you let them have all of this fucking, like, you shipped everything to them. It's the same with the UK. It's like, oh yeah, it's cheaper to send it to a
Oh, we've
foreign.
not been top for years.
Yeah, but it's
We're
our own
tiny.
fucking, like. Yes, we don't have the resources everywhere that we need them, but you can still build stuff here and pay people and then have them actually, like, you just you do like minimal profits. You don't need to be $1 billion company to have a successful company.
No.
It's like the Hollywood approach of movies. It's like, no movie can actually be successful unless it makes $1 billion now. Like, no matter how
No.
successful it is, or video games, like, no matter how many sales or how many people are playing it, Marvel Rivals laid off its fucking American like service team. It's one of the most successful
It's
games.
been so well. Like,
Yeah.
It's like so successful.
Yeah, but they still laid off like the entirety of like their American like team or whatever it is, because
Well,
it's
because it's done.
but I don't even know if that's that. I think it's just because no matter how successful something is, they keep wanting more profit from it. So,
Yeah, it's a dangerous state. The growth thing.
like, there is a cutoff point. Like, where if you have all the money, how are people going to spend it? Is what I don't understand. Like, where's the logic? Like, if Amazon has all of the money that it gets from all of its people, but it doesn't give people jobs or pay them well, and they have no money to then buy from Amazon, what's your like? Where does it get to? It just becomes the rich have all the money, and then everyone else is poor and can't fight back because
We're kind of running into a form of capitalism now.
Oh yeah.
And capitalism is shit, but it's the best we got.
Nah, socialism, mate. It's the best.
Say,
Everyone just gets everything for free.
I don't know.
But
I think how the UK handles things isn't actually that bad. I know we've got a bad situation at the moment. I think it's just bad public finances we've handled, but
I think it's just people.
I think we have a good mix because we've got like the healthcare system and everything in place.
Well, yeah, we've got
We have a state pension, you know, like yes, okay, everything's struggling, but that's because everyone's struggling. It's
Oh yeah, fuck, that's what we didn't talk about. Like, continuing of the... Did we talk about it last month? The wanting to buy Canada and shit like that?
Oh, US.
Yeah,
Yeah, we spoke about that.
yeah. Because that was another
Elon
thing.
Musk also wants to buy the UK.
Because I think Canada basically retorted that they'll buy California and give them free healthcare and shit like that.
To be fair,
Like, it's a good deal for them. It's not a good deal for anyone else. But like, it's like, oh yeah, you don't want California because that's a democratic state. Like, we'll buy it from you and give them free healthcare and let them have free maple syrup and all of this shit.
yeah.
We'll give them free trade routes, whatever. But yeah. Oh yeah, do you want to talk about Nvidia? I just remembered that.
The new graphics cards. So.
No, deep sea or whatever it was.
Ah,
The AI. No, because they happened afterwards. It happened the week after. Yeah, it was basically China basically released a new AI that basically does everything that OpenAI and all of these other tech giants, $1 million investments were for like 6 million, and it was basically on old graphics cards, and they didn't need the new ones to make it, and it runs as good or slightly better. And that sent Nvidia's stock down $600 billion in value.
Yeah, I should have reinvested.
No,
I knew it. I knew it.
I
knew it.
It's still massively overinflated for what it is. No fucking.
Oh, it is. But as soon as it dipped, I knew I should have just put shit tons of money.
Well, yeah,
into
because it went
I
back
knew it would
up
go back
immediately. Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
stupid. But like,
I knew I should have done that, and then I just take money out again once it went back up.
well, yeah, but
I would have made so much money.
Nvidia was so massively overinflated because of NFTs and crypto and deep AI. It should not be that valuable.
But this always happens. Same as fucking Tesla. Tesla should not be that valuable.
No. Like, Tesla, for
No,
some odd
it
reason,
should be
is
that valuable.
impenetrable in terms. But it's because people don't want the value to go down. Because they want it to keep going up so that they can make a profit. It's the profit mindset of it needs to keep going. It's like with GameStop. It's like, oh yeah, no, it keeps going up and up and up and up and it will never drop. But it's all the fucking idiots who believe it will never drop that don't sell. And then all the smart, like, the not smart people, but all the cunts who are like, oh yeah, no, I know that it's gonna drop, so I'll sell it. And then it fucks everyone else up. But like, we keep having this. It's everything is so, because it's all promise. There's no actual, like, stock should not be based on promises. They should be based on tangibility. Like, oh yeah, this game has delivered. That means the company goes up in value. Oh, this game didn't deliver, the company value goes down. It's not, we promise that this game will be really good, and then it will make a bunch of money, and then when we know that people buy it and hate it, so that we'll sell all the stock, and then people who did invest get fucked. But like, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's a big problem with investments in general,
Well,
because
that's
a
why
lot
I
of people
don't
just
like
invest.
Like, I reckon I would be really good at investments, but I don't do it out of a principality because I don't want to. I just find
I just don't do it because I haven't got enough time.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you have to commit a lot of time to. But I think I would actually, because I very, very frequently like keep up to date with a load of things, like in terms of the tech world and all of these things that I would invest in. But just out of sheer principality of like, I can't be asked. Like, I don't want to be sitting there on my phone all day just going, yeah, look at this. This has gone up by a bit. I need to sell it, and then it's go down a bit, and then just buy it, and then it just pisses
That's
me
day
off.
trading though. Even a lot of people don't.
I know a lot of
people
people don't do that. But I know
Day
that,
trading is you're basically guaranteed to lose all your money.
well, yeah. But I also know that I would, because the fucking thing is, because it's all based on the American stock market, so it would be 8 hours behind or 5 hours behind. So I'd go to bed and then it would just tank, and I'd be like, well, fuck me, I guess.
I actually do own some stocks, but I don't actually invest in
I
companies.
did, but I've sold all of them because I was just like, I can't be arsed, I need to money.
I just invest in funds, not hedge funds, just normal funds.
Well,
Business managed funds.
Well, the funny thing was, I knew about the GameStop thing before the GameStop thing actually happened.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I'll invest in it. And then I forgot my password to my trading account. And then I was like,
Yeah.
I'll just let it go, whatever. I don't care that much. And then if I'd done it, I would have made so much money. But, so maybe that's why I'm bitter about trading.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Nah, I couldn't care less. I find money, you should spend it. That is the main thing. Like, money is there to be spent, not to be held. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I
of
agree. Unless you're gonna buy a house,
Well,
then
no,
you kind of
because-
do need to save it.
You save it, but then you can like I'm not opposed to saving, but I think you need to be
I think saving for a goal.
Yeah, saving for a goal is good, but saving for the sake of just keeping money out of the economy is stupid.
I mean, there's an argument for saving for pensions as well. Don't forget that.
Well,
A
yeah,
lot of
but
people do
that's a passive thing that you don't really like. If you just sign up for it, you don't need to.
No, but a lot of people just own their own savings accounts just for pensions as well.
Yeah, but that's the.
But it's not. The thing is, most people listen to this, right? It doesn't apply to, because it's the 1% of people who have just shit tons of money in the bank and they just don't sell it.
Like the
That's who this
the
is
average person is. I'm not talking about. It is the literal 1% of the 1% of the 1% who are like, nah. Like,
Yeah, they have like 10 billion in the bank just sitting there, like, yeah, just leave it sitting there.
like, yeah.
Like,
It's,
buy your expensive yachts, buy your expensive cars. That's fine, because what it does is just
puts money back
the economy.
into it. Like, if you're just keeping it in a fucking, like, all the crypto cunts. If you're just keeping money in a fucking savings account because you hope it's gonna go up and up and up and up and up and up and up, where's that money go? It's just hoarding. It's stupid. I hate it. Like, I don't care. Buy an NFT if you want. Fuck it. It's not physical.
Just spend your
or-
money.
Just spend it. Actually put money into something. Don't just sit on it. It pisses me off. But it's not the average person.
I think
That-
that the best thing you can do with your money is actually like go to a coffee shop or something. Or something like that. That's like
Well,
the
yeah,
best thing you
buying
can do. Because,
local is good, but like,
well, not just buying local, but like buying, like, for example, coffee shop, because you've got to pay the people, the owners, the waiters, the chefs, the coffee grinds, the coffee maker companies. It's like it actually invests a lot of money into all these different companies. So actually doing things like that is like the best thing you can do for the economy.
yeah. But the problem with that
So
is rent is so fucking high on places.
rent's
that no
fucked.
one can
Rent is
actually.
so fucked.
Yeah, well, that's what because where I live, there's a constant cycle of company comes in, does well, like gets people, but because the rent's so fucking high, they can't afford to stay there, and then
No.
they have to they just die because they can't afford to stay in there. Like the business is doing well, like people are going, people want to do it, like people want to support, but it's not making enough money because it's just a small town. Like, there's a lot of people, but even, like, people don't go out as much, so there's less people going. But, like, still, people would go to physical stores, but, like, they can't.
Yeah, the renting market's fucked.
Well, yeah, because it's
It's
one of
causing
the...
the biggest problem.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things, like I said, where it's a knock-on effect. Like, you have a digital store, so people don't go out much, and then that increases the rent, and that makes stores shut because they aren't making enough money to stay there, which then causes more people to go to online shopping, which then causes more places to have, like, problems. And, like, where I live, like, most of the stores that I would actually go to are now a town over. So I have to now go, so it's now more of an effort to go to where I want. Like, my local cinema shut down. I now have to go a town over to go watch a movie. Whereas before, I could just walk into town and watch a movie. But because we've, like, because for some odd reason, the rent needs to be so high, like, they can't afford to stay, even if they're making, like, a useful investment in the town. And then people would go.
I think things will change slightly, eventually. I don't think you'll stay like this forever. I can't see it staying the same.
No, it'll get worse.
In the sense of people will get fed up of doing this.
Well, yeah, we'll get
I'm starting to get fed up of buying online. For my last Christmas shopping, I did it all in person because I just couldn't be asked of buying online. I was like, I can't be asked. I don't want to support Amazon anymore.
Yeah,
I've it's small, but
yeah, I've been going to places more and buying things in person. Like, I bought Mario Kart 8 from an Argos in person.
yeah,
I didn't buy it online, but that was mainly because I had one of those stupid all for one gift cards.
yeah.
I don't. Do you know the struggle of an all for one? They're the fucking worst fucking gift you could ever get because
you can't use them anywhere.
Well, no, but it also loses value. Did you know? After 6 months, if you don't use it, it slowly starts taking away the value, and it doesn't tell you, and it doesn't show you. So unless you're like actively like re-logging in on the thing, so I've had one for like 2 years, and I've kept going to places and going, can I use this? And I didn't know that they took money, so its value had gone from £15 to $14.10. So it lost 90p's worth of value in the 2 years that I've had it. But I kept going to places. Like, even when I went to the cinema where it supposedly works, the first month I got it, so I was like, yeah, I want to get rid of this, so I'll fucking try and use it. Wouldn't work. So, like, the cinema didn't know how to use it or whatever. They couldn't get it to work. So I just went, oh yeah, I'll keep it and find another place. Because there's apparently a million places that it works at. And then I went to, like, Curry's. Couldn't get it to work at Curry's. I couldn't get it to work at a bunch of places that I tried. And then I finally went to Argos and I tried to buy Mario Kart because I was like, Mario Kart has never gone down in value and I want to have a game to play on when I go on my ski trip. So if we wanted to, we could all play Mario Kart. Never did. It didn't end up happening, but I now own Mario Kart, which is fun. It's an alright game. I hate playing it with the little Joy-Con. It's so stupid. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You need an actual controller, which I now have. Yeah. But yeah, so I went to Argos, and went, oh yeah, can I get the 15 quid off this so it goes down to like 22 quid rather than 40 or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Because it was the cheapest place I could find. I think it was like $37.99, which is ridiculous for a game that is so old. It's like 10 years old at this point.
It doesn't go down.
No, Nintendo doesn't go down in value. No Nintendo game goes down in value because everyone.
It's like Apple.
Well, no.
Apple products also don't
I think it's because Nintendo people don't trade in their games. Like,
no.
Nintendo people just keep their games, which is good. Like, that's a good thing. But like PlayStation, you just go buy a game and trade it in. Whereas Nintendo, I think most Nintendo people just keep their games. They don't give them back.
No.
So yeah, it's ridiculous that that game is still so valuable, despite it being like 10 years old at this point. Same with like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and all these things. They just don't go down, so they're always 40 quid, which isn't terrible, but I don't want to spend 40 quid on a game. Like,
it's so much money.
It's so much money for one game that I'm like, I will barely play. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll go and buy this from Argos because I'll try and use this card because I saw that it was available in Argos. And then I get there, try and do it, it doesn't work. They call the manager, and the manager goes, oh yeah, let me just check something because I know it depreciates. And then they go, and then they go, oh yeah, it's £14.10. And I was like, oh, it's meant to be 15. And they were like, yeah, no, it depreciates after 6 months. And I'm like, oh, great, okay. And so yeah, I lost like 90p's worth of value over the course of like the 2 years I've had that, which is a stupid thing for a gift card to do, because it doesn't tell you.
I hate gift cards. I think gift cards are the
I
worst.
think gift cards are fine, like they're restrictive, but if you're like,
I think gift cards are the only time I don't mind gift
If
cards
you ask-
is when it's a gift card. If you ask for one or got like an intended purpose to buy something. For example,
Yeah.
I got a PlayStation gift card for my birthday, so I could buy Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Because it's a digital game. Because I got a digital PlayStation, so they can't give me a disc for it. So
I think it came on
That makes sense.
PlayStation Plus recently.
no, it's not.
Oh, okay. Oh no, it's coming. Came to PC. I know the first one. I still need to buy the PS5 upgrade for that.
You don't have to. It's on.
No, because I've
PS
got
Plus.
disc.
Yeah, but the whole game's on PS Plus. Oh,
What? 2?
oh, 2.
No, because I've got the PS4 version of that game on. Disc,
Right. Yeah.
And I need to
Yeah, 'cause I'm
pay for the digital PS5 upgrade, which I think is like £10. But I haven't done that yet because I want to play that game again. But oh my god, it is 24 hours or something like that. And I already played it once, and I really enjoyed it. I like that game a lot. But it is a very harrowing and very intense game. So
Yeah.
you need to be in the right mindset.
Yeah, I was gonna stop playing it, but I've been busy building my Lego set. I've been building
Well, you have
a
plenty
Lego
of time.
Milky Way Galaxy.
Right. I kept going. I went into a kid's toy store, and I keep seeing the fucking Ford GT Lego, and I keep wanting to buy it.
Ah, it's so good. It's so good.
I want to buy it because it's my favorite fucking car.
You haven't got long because they'll stop making it soon.
Yeah, but I just don't have.
Lego
87
sets, as soon as they stop making them, they go up in value.
Yeah, but it's also one of those ones where like it's currently on sale, so I think it's like $87.99, and I'm like, yeah, I should buy it. But I just went on fucking holiday, so I have no money.
Yeah, I learned from the bank.
Like, the thing is, I'm doing overtime next month for like several plus 100 hours or whatever. Like, I think like 50 hours plus or something next month.
Right.
And all of that's just gonna go back into fucking paying for my holiday. Like,
Yeah.
none
Skiing's
of it-
expensive.
yeah, especially when you accidentally don't get invited the first time and have to pay for your own separate one because you're not part of the
Wait,
money.
really?
Yeah. Oh, did I not tell you?
Oh,
That's what happened.
No, I don't know this.
Oh, well, I basically, we were all in a group chat to like organize with a bunch of people. So like everyone who was vaguely interested. And then it moved to a smaller group chat with people who were like, oh yeah, no, I can actually do this. And then that group chat went quiet. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll text one of my mates to find out what's happening. The day before, they'd booked it. So it was like, oh, what happened? And it was like, oh yeah, I didn't think you wanted to go, even though I think the last time I spoke to him, I was like, oh yeah, what's happening? Are we doing something? I'm happy to go. I just need to know how much it's gonna cost. And so then I end up having to buy a separate holiday package. So yeah, I'll talk about my ski trip. So basically, we went to the airport, and luckily our flight was the same, so that was good. Then we went to, we went to Barcelona to get a 3-hour bus to the mountains in Andorra, stuff like that. And the fun thing is, I have EU roaming, but it doesn't cover Andorra, so it's like, oh yeah, shit.
Oh, right.
So, because Andorra is between France and Spain, and it doesn't. It's a separate thing, so it's not covered. So I kept getting texts. I get the text message from like, "Welcome to France. You can now use your EU roaming." And then I got to Spain, and it was like, "You can use your EU roaming. Welcome to Andorra. You can pay £7.40 for like 500 megs or something for a 24-hour period." And I was like, "No." So luckily there was Wi-Fi and everything like that. But yeah, and then we get there, we try and find their hotel, and we try and find where I'm staying. I'm staying in a hostel, which is my worst nightmare because it's sharing.
I was gonna say, that sounds like
It's sharing.
even more social.
Well, no, it's separate private room, but it's public bathroom and social area. So I just stayed in my room.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I hate it. I can't. It's the worst. I couldn't do a hotel room with other people as well. So I couldn't do what they were doing, where they were 5 people in one hotel room, with
Oh no.
2 rooms and.
Can I
one
get like an
use.
Airbnb?
Well, I would have done that if I would have asked that if I'm
Yeah.
part of the
surely,
original
like,
setup
like
of
a-
what happened, but I got kicked out of that by accident because one of my friends is a dumbass who thought I wasn't interested, despite me asking them what's happening and then finding out. Oh yeah, so that like they, so yeah, I then had to basically book an entire thing. So I paid about £200 more than what everyone else. No, £400 more than what everyone else paid.
£400 more.
Yep, I got cash back by.
That's over 4 Lego 4 GTs.
Yep. The mate who fucked me over gave me 150 quid though, so I will point that out to cover.
Okay, that's at least something.
But like, I did end up having to pay because I think they paid like 700 or 800 and I paid 1200 because it's cheaper when you book with a group.
Of course it is.
I think they would have even paid less if they'd added me. So
Yeah.
so yeah, it was a nightmare. But yeah, so we managed to get the same flight out and back. And we managed to get the same bus there, but then on the way back I was on a separate bus, so I was just on my own.
3 hours. Like,
Yeah, and the thing was, my bus went earlier, so I left at 9:20, and I got to the airport at 1:15. Their bus was at 1:20, and got there at like 5, and our flight was at 7. So I ended up having to wait until 7 at like 1 p.m. So I spent like 6 hours in an airport. Like 4 hours on my own basically, and 3 hours or whatever it was on a bus on my own. So I was just like, don't worry, I'm fine, because I'm socially like a socially person. I was just watching videos and playing games. I played Portal.
oh, cool.
Yeah, because I bought Portal for the Switch, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna, because I never played Portal. I've always played Portal 2. I've never actually played Portal 1. So, but yeah, we were playing Portal 2 on the day before we actually left to go on holiday. And we did all the co-op missions, and it runs fine on a Switch, but when it hits the loading screens, for whatever reason, that is the point that it tanks in frame rate.
Really?
Yeah, the loading screen, it just freezes and then just goes. But yeah, so the actual trip was fun. We got there on Sunday, we checked in, got our gear, and then on the Monday to Friday we just did skiing. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I only fell over 6 times, which was one more than my goal. I wanted to only fall over once per day. But
yeah.
yeah, it was free skiers, free snowboarders, 2 newbie snowboarders, me as a newbie skier, and then 1 sort of experienced snowboarder, and then 2 sort of experienced skiers. So it was mostly, we ended up just splitting off a bunch because the snowboarders are slower than skiers, so we just kind of went, rather than everyone just who's skiing just waiting around for the snowboarders, we'll kind of just go to different places. Eventually I will get the GoPro footage that we recorded whilst out there, because
Cool.
I've got pictures, but I don't have the GoPro footage because it's a split GoPro between me and my mate.
Right. Yeah.
For the first time that we went skiing. So they have it at the moment because they go on more adventures than I do.
Wait, you don't want to keep taking one for each cinema trip you go to?
Yeah, I mean I could, but I think I'd get kicked out of the cinema if I hit record.
No,
I'm
not
just-
recording this. I'm just recording my experience.
Yeah, I'm just recording my. I'm a vlogger.
Look
Don't
at
you
my
get it?
face.
Yeah, I'm not gonna upload this to Pirate Bay and all of those things.
I just want to, I'm not even that busy. I'm not even that popular. I'm just like.
I'm not gonna upload this to YouTube and get copyright strike. I find it fascinating when a fucking YouTube video is just the fucking movie. Because like YouTube has copyright. Like how do they not fucking?
Yeah, I know, honestly, yeah.
Like,
and they copyright some random other shit as well. If you have like 5 seconds of something completely different, like shut the whole video down, copyright.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's so weird because every now and again you just see this movie just trending, and it's like, oh, how is that working? And it's just some random YouTube channel with just the whole movie just on there, and it's like, oh, okay. And then you look at the view count, it's only like in a couple like 300,000 or something like that. And you're like, how the fuck is this on trending with 300,000 or something like views? It's mad. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just upload videos of the movies, Dan, and then we'll get viewership.
Yeah. That's one way you can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe let's type at the top of the video, like Captain America 4 for a full episode.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't watched anything else. I've barely watched anything this year. Because Castlevania was last month. I didn't end up watching Nosferatu. Yeah. I haven't really done anything this year. I need to watch it. Because the problem with me, I have the Cineworld Unlimited card thing. So if I don't go watch things, I'm wasting money.
Yeah.
Like, it'll pay for itself eventually, because during the summer and stuff, I'll go multiple times. But I think I always either break even or, like, save money. I don't think I've ever actually gone negative yet.
At least that's pretty good. You should do that. I mean, I think I definitely would go negative.
Well, the reason why I did it was because in 2019, I think I spent over £400 at the cinema.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think it was over 2018 or... Yeah, I think it was 2018, I think I spent over £400 at the cinema. Because it was just a year where there were so many movies that I wanted to watch. And like a £12 a ticket or whatever it was, £10 a ticket. So... And then you buy popcorn, you pay for other people's tickets, or you go watch the same movie multiple times. You're like, oh yeah. So it was just, I went, oh yeah, fuck it. There's a Cineworld near me now. I'll just buy a Cineworld on the card and go there. And then I think I still ended up spending more money. Because I think a Cineworld.
I'll talk about films very quickly. Sorry, before I forget. Do you see the Fantastic Four trailer?
Yeah.
What was your opinion of it?
It's fine. I don't like Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. I can't see him as anything. Everyone else, I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. It fucks. I like Vanessa Kirby. I think the guy who's playing Ben Grimm is good. I can't remember. Eben something Moss. I can't remember his name. And then Joseph Quinn, I think, is doing Johnny Storm. I think. My hair is a mess. Fuck's sake.
Oh, so is mine.
I've got Jimmy Neutron a fucking hair. Fuck me. It's too puffy. Oh, whatever. I don't care. But yeah, no, I thought it was alright. I just don't like Pedro Pascal. I think Pedro Pascal just looks like Pedro Pascal, but with a little twirly little moustache.
Yeah, it doesn't look right.
I think everything else about it, I'm interested in. Like, actual Galactus looking like Galactus, not a big cloud. That looks cool. There's John Malkovich for some reason. Yeah, I think I'm probably a bit biased because I had an idea for the Fantastic Four and how to do it, and I don't think they're going to do that idea. I mean,
what was your idea?
So it's basically, it opens with them coming back from the blip, and then they're in Galactus's ship, but they're outside of like their containers or whatever it is, and then they basically peg leg it, and then it's basically flashbacks to how they got into that situation. So it basically ends with them getting captured by Galactus, but it starts with them being basically broken out, and then kind of into slices between. Because that's what I thought would be a more interesting way of like explaining where they've been. Like they were captured by Galactus for several years, or used as the heralds of Galactus. So the Fantastic Four were the four heralds of Galactus, basically. Because he has heralds in the comics where they're just like I think multiple of them. Because you get the power cosmic, so you get basically a massive power boost. So you could basically have them start as these super massively overpowered, like, demigods, basically, who have been captured by Galactus. And then the blip happens. And then that was either the end of the movie or the beginning of the movie, but it's like they basically get freed because of the blip. So Galactus basically gets snapped, and they get snapped, and then they come back and they don't have he hasn't got them at that point, so they basically get away.
Oh.
And then it's them coming back to Earth, basically. That was my idea, but I think this is multiverse, so this is a different, basically, Earth, and then it's probably going to be them crossing over, because, yeah. Do you want a slight spoiler for the end credit of Captain America?
Yeah, go for it.
It's basically Captain America, new Captain America, talking to a character, and the character goes, "The others are coming from other worlds. I've seen." So they're basically doing multiverse again.
Well, who would have thought? Because the Secret Wars is coming up.
Yeah,
They gotta start hyping it.
Yeah, but that's all it is. It's just one end credit scene. Like this guy goes to them and they go, "Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've looked at the probability. It's a thing." So you're like, "Oh, okay, cool." That's their hype for all of this. Yeah, no, I think I'm the one I'm looking forward to the most this year for Marvel stuff is probably Thunderbolts.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Because I think that one looks the most interesting to me. I'm looking forward to seeing if Marvel can actually do a Fantastic Four movie right. But
Yeah.
I like the original too.
So do I.
So
they've got
I'm
the
like,
perfect castings. It was the perfect cast.
I don't think it was the perfect cast. I think it's just like that's my nostalgia brain going, yeah,
Maybe,
like
I don't know, but
like
I don't know.
Fantastic
Four.
Four. As a kid, I was like, oh yeah, they're fun. Like as an adult, I'm like, oh yeah, they're probably shit. But as a kid, I'm like, oh yeah, this is fun.
I think I really watched them like that longer. They're not that bad. Like, I mean,
No,
yes, they got like that bit of like naughty's tongue in cheek. But
oh yeah, Jessica Alba having to get naked to go invisible. That's spicy. you might catch a little bit of a nipple. Ooh. Every child. Yeah, it's like it's glamorizing her body for like a young audience and a male adult audience. Like you get that, but like there's other things that sexualize it. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the original Fantastic Four. I hated the. I didn't hate it, but I didn't really enjoy the 2015 reboot.
yeah, that was crap. It was crap.
But yeah, that was.
It wasn't good.
The thing is that I think someone said was that they should have, because there's evil Reed Richards in the comics, they should bring back that version of the Fantastic Four as the villains of the multiverse.
Very cool.
Because it's Miles Teller as like an evil Reed Richards who's like so arrogant and pompous and just thinks himself the god of everything and whatnot.
What if Pedro Pascal is the evil one, and Robert Downey Jr. is the actual one coming back as
Robert Downey
Dr.
Jr.
Doom,
is Doctor Doom. I hope they don't do Iron Man. Tony Stark becomes Doctor Doom. I hope they do something. I just
or
hope
actual
they,
Doctor Doom.
well, yeah, Victor Von Doom or whatever it is.
Victor Von Doom.
Victor Von Domachev or whatever it is in the reboot one. But yeah, no. I hope they go absolutely crazy because Doctor Doom's backstory is insane. Because his mum's dragged to hell, so he's basically learns magic to go and get his mum back from hell.
Yeah.
That's why he learns magic is to get his mum back from hell. And the funny thing is, the reason why
I think they should have just done a Doctor Doom film.
I mean, yeah, they should do, but they won't.
No.
I hope they don't kill him. Well, they're not going to kill him because he's meant to be a big bad. But it would be funny if they just killed him at the end of Fantastic Four because he's in it apparently. But it's going to be an end credit. It's going to be just basically. I reckon it's either going to be. He's not going to be in it a lot. There's no way he's in it a lot.
Well, yeah, because they're in that. I don't know, maybe.
Because.
We'll see. I don't know how they're going to build him up. I don't know how it's going to be the villain.
Well, to be fair, Thanos had very little build up. It was just.
You have that whole scene in like.
Guardians
You
of the
know.
Galaxy. But it's
the
just him
Galaxy
singing.
and like
Yeah,
it
but it's him
spoke
singing
about
in
all
a
the
chair.
time.
Yeah, like it is a thing that was built upon, but the actual
But you can also see
is
all the
probably
characters were afraid of him. Still.
Oh, yeah,
You
no,
know,
no,
It's mentioned so many times.
Oh yeah. But like, don't get me wrong, they did do a good job of building on that and actually making a character. And then they spent Infinity War. Everyone says it's Thanos' movie because it's his story arc winning, basically.
Yeah.
And
They might do the same with the Doom thing.
well, yeah, I'm hoping they focus on him and all the secondary characters are minute. Also, it means that they can keep the budget down because they don't have to pay actors for so long.
Yeah.
Because you're not a main star, so you don't need to be paid main star money if you're only in it for. But I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is making probably like 40 billion off of this anyway. So
Yeah.
I think it was like
Wow.
I think like how much he was earning was like 100 million or something like that for doing this.
That's mental.
I mean, yeah, that's where the money's going. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
think he's a very talented actor. I don't think he needs to be making that much money.
No, I think it's just because of.
Well, it's because he's a
He can.
well, yeah, because Marvel struggled and they went, how do we get people to come back to the cinema? Robert Downey Jr. Because that was why people went to the cinema in the first place. And now it's Robert Downey Jr. but different character. People don't know that, or will fucking forget and go, oh, it's Ryan Man again. Which I think that's why people like who are Victor Von Doom fans are worried, because it's gonna be, oh yeah, it's just Iron Man, but it's Iron Man Doom. So I don't know.
Let's leave it there. We've covered everything this month.
Yeah. Next month I'm going to see some music live, so that would be fun.
Cool. I've got a little plan next month. I think I'm going
Well-
go-karting twice.
I'm going to do a lot of overtime and earn back my holiday money, and then I'm going to see. I think it's Alan Walker live.
Oh, really?
I think so. Hang on, let me double check. What month are we in? February, March. Yeah, Alan Walker. I see Alan Walker live. So,
Well, hopefully I can plan some stuff in. Maybe some live events. Who knows?
yeah, I booked another one in September for One Republic.
Oh, really?
I got 2 tickets for that, so if I don't find anyone, join me.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I like.
Well, that was the thing. I was just like, I was like, oh yeah, the tickets were surprisingly like relatively
Really?
cheap.
How much were they?
About 78.
That's not bad at all. I thought it'd be like over
Well,
100.
that's what the thing, because I didn't even know they were out, so I didn't plan it.
No, I don't know either.
I just saw and I was like, oh yeah, shit. It's on a Friday though. So.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What is it at Wembley? Or O2? Or was it somewhere else?
Somewhere. I think it's. I can find out for you. Give me a second.
Not that actually matters, but I was just curious.
No. And also, we're doxing ourselves. Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, come meet us.
That was the other thing. Did you see that Elon Musk was basically doesn't know what doxing is?
I'm not surprised.
Because basically his little peons that he's getting to run around and dismantle the government, people basically found out who they were. Oh fuck! I have to log in. Okay, I'm not doing that. I'm not dealing with logging in again. So basically people were just putting their names out. Huh?
It's the O2.
Cool. But people were just putting their names up online, and Elon Musk was like, "That's doxing." No, it wasn't. Like it's like also that Doge is meant to be a public fundraising company, so you're meant to be disclosing everything. People's like the agents who are working for you shouldn't be hidden behind. Like you should be telling people who are you hiring. Also, a lot of them are racist because like one of them got fired, and then Elon Musk put a poll up and went, "Should I bring back this racist?" And people went yes, and so he did because Twitter is full of racists. So that poll was going to be very biased from the beginning. Because the only people who are really left on Twitter are just people who either want to suck Elon Musk's dick or are yelling at him still.
I do know someone who is a fanboy of Elon Musk, and that's concerning.
I probably know. I know there's a lot of people at work who are like, yes, Elon Musk. Although they are slowly, very slowly, starting to go, oh, this guy doesn't seem very stable. And again, I think it's just because people don't pay attention. I think ignorance is a very powerful thing when it comes to government stuff.
Yeah.
Or just
So solution? Talk about it. Talk about things. Talk about the problems in the world, and together we can fix them.
But just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Make more podcasts.
Don't act like you know everything.
Yeah.
You don't know everything.
Act like you know everything. and make a podcast, and then show your friends and tell them to listen, and then
they won't listen because they don't really give a shit.
yeah, and then you'll get a bunch of fanboys or people who are very angry. So then you'll start catering to them because they're the only people who are listening, and then you'll start hating yourself. But because the money's coming in, you'll be like, I need to keep doing this, so I'll keep making horrible stuff that no one should agree with me on, but there are suddenly people who agree with me because I'm building a platform for them, and then that is slowly escalating it into a point. Anyway, we're talking about Joe Rogan, if you don't know.
Yeah.
Or Andrew Tate's podcast, or the Paul Brothers, or any of these other shitty fucking content creative podcasting is just dumb as fuck. Don't listen to podcasters.
Okay,
listen
Don't
listen to it, but don't listen to what they're saying. is
listen to academic podcasts. That's what I was saying. Listen to podcasts where you actually learn valuable information and not people's opinions.
Yeah. Or learn to distinguish between an opinion and a fact.
Yeah.
Anyway, leave a comment. Tell us how angry you are at us for doing angry rants at the end. Tell us what you would give humanity as a gift to help better it. Tell us what you thought of Captain America 4. Tell us what you thought of the Fantastic Four. Tell us what you think of Invincible Season 3, because neither one of us has watched it yet. Or you watched
Not
it?
yet. We'll do.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it probably.
That'll be next episode. We'll talk about Invincible Season 3.
No, that's no. Oh, yeah, no, it's still going because it will still be going.
Still
March.
going.
Yeah, it will still be going.
Yeah.
So we can talk about it.
We can. That's fine.
Tell us where your favorite skiing holiday was. Tell us if you want to do skiing. Just engage, because that's the only way YouTube pushes stuff.
Yeah. Leave loads of comments. Leave loads of likes, please.
Yep. Send it to your friend. Just tell them to put it on mute if they don't want to listen. Doesn't matter.
All of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
We don't get money for it. We just want to grow.
Yeah, we just want people to listen. And now people can see our beautiful faces on YouTube, so...
Yay!
I
It's
mean, if that's
amazing.
not more of a deterrent for people to come and go, then... What else? You can see me doing that weird chair thing.
On that note.
We'll see you next month. Goodbye.
See you later. Bye.